All right, guys, let's connect it up to talk about The Walking Dead, just The Walking Dead universe as a whole. Let me make sure everything's good here. Today is August 1st, 2021, coming at you. It's crazy to think that we're in the month of August. It'll be here before you know it. The Walking Dead returns in 2 weeks for AMC Plus, and then 3 weeks for AMC. So I'm excited to talk about all things Walking Dead. I'll let some people join here before we get started, but general spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead: shows, comics, trailers, breakdowns, just everything you could think of. Spoiler warning, because we're going to talk about it. So hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. You're going to be here to talk about The Walking Dead. Post your comments below or top chat it up. Sorry, I'm used to saying those things, but definitely let me know in the chat. Everything is good to be a part of and become a member. Any way you can support the channel is always helpful. You know, it really goes a long way. Times are tough for everybody, but they're definitely tough for me right now. I know I talked about it last stream, and it's kind of cool to talk about some personal things, and I try to separate a little bit here and there, but you know, you guys are my family, my Walking Dead family, our fandom, our PT peeps, our fighters. We're all together as one. And you know, I had a job interview supposedly last week, and it was pushed back to Friday morning, bright and early. Thursday, I woke up, checked my email, and saw that it was canceled, and I guess the position was filled, so I didn't have to interview, so I didn't have to do all that whole thing of like what to wear, what to do, you know, how to, you know, just try to build your case for the job, and it didn't happen. So back to square one and trying to reapply other places and try to keep it rolling. So either way, we're here, we're there. But last weekend was a very big weekend for the Walking Dead universe. It was Comic-Con. We had 3 panels of the Walking Dead universe. We had Fear the Walking Dead, then World Beyond, and then The Walking Dead. And we had some trailers, some sneak peeks, some, you know, just stuff that we're ready for the next seasons of all 3 shows. And then on Sunday, we did the live stream. And then on Sunday night, I was on the Twitch, the Walking Dead universe Twitch stream channel, whatever you want to call it. And hopefully you guys saw it. I was on there from 7 o'clock to 9:30 Eastern. I'm used to saying Eastern Standard Time, but I guess it's just East Coast time. I don't know, but East Coast time. So hopefully you guys saw it. If you want to go check it out, you can go to the Walking Dead universe, TWD universe on Twitch, and watch the replay of it. It's fun stuff. We talked about season 6 of The Walking Dead. That was what the topic was about. It was Clark was the host. She was really awesome and fun. Who is Chelsea was another panelist, and Dutune was another one. And it was cool to talk about season 6 of The Walking Dead because it's my favorite season. And we got to talk about a bunch of different things, and it was cool and fun stuff. And I thought about doing more of those things here. You know, I don't know how to integrate it, but I do love to talk about previous seasons of The Walking Dead. And it was pretty fun to talk about things there. And it was just kind of weird to talk about, you know, I didn't want to talk about other seasons of the show, but then I did because it related to it. It was just, I don't know. So ultimately, it was a fun thing to talk about Walking Dead wise. It was a great, fun experience, and I hope to be on there again. If I am, I would definitely let you guys know because I love the support. I wish I could have seen the chat. It was the only thing that I never got to see. Like right here, I see the chat on the right side of my thing, and I can interact with you guys pretty quickly. Let me see. Adaby says, is there any video of that available? Any chance? Adaby, I don't know. I would go to Twitch and I would check out the TWD universe and check out their previous videos. It was last Sundays, so I don't know if they're there or not, but if they are, definitely go check out. It's a pretty fun channel, and it was a lot of fun for me. And you know, Lindsay was there, and Kami, Lynn was there too, and it was fun to interact with everybody. I just would have loved to have seen the chat so I could have answered some things to talk about some stuff a little bit more. Paul C. Hi, Brian from the UK. Hi, Paul. So that was fun stuff. I love to talk about different things. Gilly, hey, Brian, thanks for adding me on Epic. No problem, Gilly. I love it. I love people that send me. I don't even know who some people are because they have like crazy names on Epic, but if they send me a friend request, I'll definitely accept it on there too. So, but it's just a fun thing to be a part of the universe of stuff and the different streams and channels and social media. It's a fun thing to talk about too. So last weekend was a crazy weekend for the world of The Walking Dead. Going into this weekend, we're in August. It's already August 1st. So before you know it, hey, Isaiah, how we doing, Marianne? But I love to talk about The Walking Dead with great people. And I don't mind having disagreements. Like, I don't mind having people disagree with my opinions and my thoughts and my ideas and my theories. That's the way the world goes around. Not everyone's going to agree with everything that you say and do. It's how people disagree and, I guess, argue. Because you can just yell at somebody and all they're going to hear is the yelling. The message may be something of support or your understanding, but if you're yelling, it's delivering of the message is usually important to do there too. So it's tough to see a comment and see if they're joking or they're aggressive or they're understanding or whatever, because it's just a comment. In text, there's really no emotion that you can really read. It's just words. And it's all good, you know, like Lincoln says, we disagreed many of times and never had issues with you. We usually come to a very decent conclusion. So exactly, like some people, like, and it's all good. I don't mind having a difference of opinion. Some people probably think my red theory is stupid, and that's okay. I'm not here to say it's the end all be all. It's legit, 100% confirmed. Every time you see a red object, someone's going to die or someone connected with that person's going to die. But it happens enough that it kind of, you know, builds a case and we talk about it, and that's how we do it. You know, it's all good too. So, DG, how we doing? Zach Rice says, I rewatched the trailer like 3 times and the straps on the bitten person's shoulders are completely different than the one of Daryl's. So let's talk about that. Thank you, Zach, for bringing up the question or the statement about Daryl. So I think I've made 2 videos now talking about the bite, because everybody watches the trailer and it's obvious someone gets bit, and it's obvious that Maggie goes into a mall, and it's obvious that, you know, Judith and the other kids are, you know, training with swords. So the big thing is, if you watch the trailer, I could be wrong, you see Aaron like in 2 shots, and then you see someone get bit. So they're building the case that you think it's Aaron because it's Aaron bit, you think it's Aaron. And the same thing with dog yelping or squealing. I don't know what the correct phrase is, but he cries like he got injured or attacked or bit or, you know, something happened. But that sound is just added. You don't see dog, you just hear dog. And you hear Daryl say no. But the way they edit it, it could just have the drama, the suspense. So I don't think it's Daryl getting bit because it wouldn't make sense for a variety of reasons. The main being that Daryl has to live. He could live with being bit like that. You just chop the forearm off. But you would have to digitally remove his forearm or give him what Aaron has, the fake arm, the prosthetic. But they did that with Aaron. And no respect to Aaron or Ross, Aaron is just not a biggest of a character like Daryl is. I love Ross. I love Aaron. They're great. They're great actors and characters. But Daryl is the end all be all. He's probably in every episode. He is, when in doubt, give it to Daryl. Aaron, you might not see for a couple episodes. So you don't have to worry about the prosthetic, the digital, you know, taking out of the forearm. It's just cost. That's why they never took that. That's why they never had Rick lose his hand in the comic, or in the show, because he did in the comic, because Rick was basically the man and going to be in so many episodes that it would cost so much money to digitally remove that they didn't do that. But they changed it for Aaron, and they did it. They just did little remixes for sure too. So, John Gresham says, Q&A, do you think the final season should bring their gore to another level? Good question, John. I don't care too much about the gore as much as I want the story to make sense. I want it to wrap up all 11 seasons as much as they can while setting up things with the Civic Republic, Fear the Walking Dead, the Rick movies, World Beyond, every which way they can. The Daryl and Carol spinoff, which is another main reason why Daryl probably is not going to get bit, not going to die, because of the show is a sequel to the main show. There's been some more news that came out per Angela Kang and Scott Gimple that it's going to be a continuation of their story. We're not sure what's going to happen there with it. Where's it going to go? Why are they going to leave? What's going to happen? But ultimately, Daryl should be fine, and he can't get bit, especially in the first part of the 3-part final season. It just doesn't make sense too. So, but I don't know if the gore should really matter, because I think the Reapers are going to be very gory, horror-esque, violent. It's just going to be crazy with them. And if you listen to Norman's interview that I have in one of my videos, he talks about it being this exorcist, then it goes to a Willy Wonka, technicolored Willy Wonka. And so the Reapers are going to be scary, horror, bunch of walkers, military base stuff. It's just going to be everything rocking and rolling. And then they're going to go away, because I would assume the Reapers are going to go away with Pope and Leah and whoever else is connected with them. They'll probably get killed off, I would assume, right? You can't leave them out there. They're a dangerous group. So the Commonwealth will probably help them with Mercer, and should be awesome. It would be an awesome epic fight scene with Mercer and his, I guess, axes, I guess you call them. He's fighting some of the Reapers off, and it just would be really awesome for Daryl and Carol and our group back at Alexandria to be introduced to Mercer, the Commonwealth, and everybody being brought back, of Mercer coming in and saving the day and taking out Pope or one of their better fighters, and then the Reapers are gone. The Commonwealth is the next story. Commonwealth, Milton's, Lance Hornsby, Mercer, just Stephanie, all those things going forward is what it'll probably be. And, I saw somebody post a comment this morning, and I don't know if they're in here or not, but they said that the Reapers aren't in the comic. And the person didn't sound really excited about the Reapers, and they should have just focused on the Commonwealth. Well, bro, or girl, man, whoever, person, we haven't even seen the episodes yet. So it's like we're judging the story of the story we haven't even seen yet based on the comic. The comic, or graphic novel, if people want to give it more significance, is good and bad because we have a backstory, we have a basis of information, but if the comic was never there, you could just watch and not really know what to expect. But everybody's expecting so many different things from the comic, the show, Mercer, Princess, the Water Tower death, comic Rick death, comic Dwight death, Sebastian Milton. Like, so many people are expecting all these things. But I think they do a really good job with having remixes, twists and turns and differences, because we all know that the show is the show and the comic is the comic, and it just definitely rolls that way too. So Lincoln K says Q&A or asks biggest death to hit season 11 in your opinion, Bri and PT Peeps. So the biggest death to hit season 11, what do you think over the 3 parts? What's going to be the biggest death? What comes to my mind right away is who gets the Rick death. Will probably be the biggest death, or it should be the biggest death, because Rick being killed that way in the comic was a pretty big death, right? It's a huge death. It's the main character of the comic. Even though it's The Walking Dead, it's not the Rick show. It's The Walking Dead, but it kind of is the Rick show. And you can debate whether it's this or that or Rick and, whatever. But if that goes to Ezekiel, Aaron, Negan, I think that's going to be the biggest death. But is that going to go... So let's say if Ezekiel and Aaron die, or I guess both, they both would have to die. What's the bigger death there, Aaron or Ezekiel? If it's Negan, I think the biggest death is Negan. So I don't think Eugene dies. I don't think Carol dies. I don't think Daryl dies. I don't think Father Gabriel dies personally, based on the stuff I'm seeing. Unless he dies at the Commonwealth, he gets the Dwight death, which he could. But if it's Father Gabriel, Aaron, or Father Gabriel, what if Aaron takes out Father Gabriel based on the stuff we saw there too? I don't know. I just don't know where they're going to go, but I think it's going to be something like that. Negan has to live for Negan Lives if they're going to continue with that story. AMC needs material for shows after The Walking Dead. Just because the main show is ending, I still think that brings a lot of jobs, brings a lot of revenue, brings a lot of stuff coming towards the Walking Dead universe. And AMC owns a studio now. So they're going to have to keep the lights on. Are they going to rent it out to other productions? They could do whatever they want, but they're going to have to bring in money. So is that the Rick movies? All 3 of them? After those are done, what's after that? Because you still got to make money. The Negan show, Tales of the Walking Dead, Carol and Daryl show. So we could still have Walking Dead stuff for, Walking Dead ends next year, 2022. 2023 is Tales of the Walking Dead, the Carol and Daryl show. 2024, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond will be done, but what are they going to do? So we could still have Walking Dead stuff for 3-4 years after this, 2024, 2025. So that's still years down the road, and you have to have a plan for where you're going with it. And I guess they could sell it. AMC Studios could sell it because filming in Georgia is really good with tax breaks, really good with just so much reasons to film in Georgia. And if you're at a studio, but then there's also Pinewood Studios, not down the street, but pretty close to consider down the street. So there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of competition. I really wish we had some tax breaks here in Florida because more stuff would film in Florida. And I know there was some talk about George Romero's son was thinking about opening up a studio here to start some production in around Tampa, which would be awesome. And they just filmed, or they're still filming something in Dunedin, which is really close to where I live. And don't know what the story is about, but I know it's the guy from Cobra Kai. I'm blanking on his name. Kreese from Cobra Kai is in that movie. So he was filming here in Florida. And I wish more stuff filmed there. Back in the day there was, but now it's Georgia. So BJ Logan 007 Q&A. What if Negan gets Rick's comic death, a statue, and Rick comes back and sees the statue and is like, what the? Yeah, that would be a nice twist. Like, I think that would be pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool twist to have. I like the idea that we have some twists and turns. There's still some connections with the Rick movie. Rick is gone, but not gone. Still wondering about the Michonne angle. How's it going to play out in this stuff, So Gilly says, I'm in Florida too. Cool stuff, Gilly. Yeah, Florida. Where are you at in Florida? Where are you at? But, The Walking Dead to me is a game changer in my life. I mean, I started a zombie apocalypse book series, after being so involved with the Walking Dead universe, just knowing that genre of not even so much a zombie apocalypse, because I was a big fan of it. Fort Myers, oh man. Commonly, Gilly, there's a joke that they call Fort Myers Fort Misery. Hopefully it's not for you. It's all right. But just a joke. I didn't come up with it. I just know they call that. And Cape Coral is Cape Coma. Fort Misery and Cape Coma. But they're nice areas, very beautiful areas. Hopefully you're doing well there in Fort Myers. Jonathan Wilder asks, Q&A, do you think Maggie will forgive Negan? So let's talk about Maggie and Negan. Great question, John. I love the direction here. So Maggie is in my thumbnail of this chat. So Maggie, Negan, it's going to be complicated. I don't think Maggie's going to 100% forgive Negan, but they're going to coexist, right? They're going to be associates, if you will. I think Negan, Maggie, that's going to be a big part of the first part of, things with the Reapers especially. Negan is clearly carrying Maggie away out of the woods when somebody is probably getting bit and swarmed and there's nothing they could really do. So who is it? Is it Cole? Is it Magna? Is it, I doubt it's going to be, Elijah. Is it Herschel? I really doubt it's going to be that too, but makes you wonder what is going to be there too. So I don't think it's going to be 100% forgiven, but they're just going to exist. They'll coexist. So Adabi says, do you think they'll have the final season where more mains from each community or group should die? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like a kill fest where it's like the end of the season, boop, 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 or end of the series, all done. This person, that person's gone. Because they don't really need to do that. But they should be some big, meaningful, impactful things. And I think they will have that too. So, but no, I don't think we're going to lose, we could lose Father Gabriel, as he's kind of the head person at Alexandria. But with Carol and Daryl going off, could we have some people in the spinoff? For sure. Gilly says, at the PT channel, Q&A, do you think we might see Rick in the third part of season 11, or will we only see him in the movies? So I don't think we're going to see Rick. I've said it before that it doesn't fit because we're getting the movies. If we weren't getting the movies, Rick better be showing up in the final season of The Walking Dead, right? But since we're supposedly still getting the movies, Tommy Griffin Jr., what's up? I think that we should see some connections to Rick, but not Rick. And also there was an Instagram post, I think it was the TW Universe Network on Instagram, said that Angela Kang confirmed that Andrew Lincoln will not be, or it might have been Gimple, Kang or Gimple, somebody in his post that, or the person's post, don't know if it's a guy or girl, but the post that he will not be in season 11. Any thought of Rick coming back is just speculation, and it'll have to be geared towards the movies. And then per Greg Nicotero, they said that they're still working on the script. They're trying to make it perfect. They're trying to make it right. But I just feel like it's either they have analysis paralysis where they're trying to analyze everything, and if it's good in every line of dialogue and every, how does it connect and how they're afraid to make it, or the writing is crap, the production is crap, they have too many, things going on with the lawsuit, with the shows, with the productions. It's just too much going on. Like if you just have one show, you can put all your time, energy, and effort into one show. But then you got a second show and a third show. And now the main show is ending, so you got to wrap that all up. Then you got Tales of the Walking Dead. Then you got potentially the Rick movies. You got all these things just getting into the cookie jar. And there's just too much going on where it could just be too much too. So, Creative Clip says, Q&A, who do you think Judith is pointing her sword at, Gage or Reaper? Well, it's inside Alexandria, I'm guessing, based on the location and the environment around Judith. And the way she has her sword at somebody, I don't know if it's a Reaper that got into Alexandria, or I don't know if it's Gage, because I think Gage actually personally dies in the subway, but this could be before they go down in the subway. But she has it in a threatening manner. She's not like messing around. She's got a look that she's upset in one moment. She's training the other kids in Alexandria, Herschel, RJ, Jerry's two sons, and Gracie. So you're like, she's training people, she's got her sword out, and she's pointing it at someone. So I don't know. I just it's hard to tell, and I can't wait to find out, because hopefully it's meaningful, and hopefully the stuff from the trailer really gets answered in a pretty big way, and it's worth watching. Because sometimes it's like you watch the trailers and they're misleading, so you're like, what am I looking at here? It's deceptive, so like something doesn't really happen the way you thought, or the best parts are from the trailer. Sometimes you're like, you watch a movie and you're like, I saw all that stuff in the trailer. It was like the best part too. So, but it's tough. It's too tough to say right now. But I think she would be fighting someone if it was a Reaper. Like I don't think a Reaper, she would let it happen like that too, personally. So, but it could be Gage. Gilly says, do you think we will see Michonne? I thought I remember seeing something about her coming back to the show. So yeah, there's been no word about Michonne, but according to her, the last Comic-Con we saw in person, that was Michonne's final season of The Walking Dead, season 10. So I don't think Michonne's coming back. I think she's going to be so busy filming the Black Panther stuff, Wakanda Forever, and I don't know if there's another Disney Plus show that she's going to star in, plus other projects, but they do film that in Georgia. So they film both shows. She could do both. I think it's more realistic to think that Michonne comes back in the final season than Rick, if there was between the two. But I don't think either comes back. But I would say that Michonne's more likely to come back, especially because Judith is there. Like it kind of rubs me the wrong way in a lot of people that Michonne just left Judith, right? Like Michonne went out on her own to go find Rick. Wouldn't she want other people with her? Like Michonne's a badass and I love her and she's my favorite character and she can do a lot of things. But she's trying to go across many states, many areas that it's dangerous. And there better be a show or a spinoff or web series or something about Michonne, because I can't have it end and not know what happened to Michonne. And if we see her in the movies, I'll take it. But I would love to see some build-up of a 4-episode miniseries of Michonne. A Michonne miniseries. that we get to see what happened to her. So for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of Gage questions in here. Gage to me dies in the first or second episode. He becomes a walker, and then he's put down by Daryl. So I think he's one of the people that dies in the subway, tunnel, metro, train car. That's what I think they gave away in the trailer. I don't think Daryl got bit in the trailer. I don't think too many other things were given away to us. I think there was misleading and misdirection that they always do. And I said it before in some of my videos. I think that the trailers are made to entice, excite, speculate, and have you want to watch. That's what a trailer does. Like, I watched a trailer for a movie that comes out in November. It's called King Richard. It's the story of the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, and their dad, I guess evidently Richard. And their story, and it's Will Smith is Richard, their father, and who was in it. I'm like, Shane, John Bernthal's in it. Pretty cool stuff, but it makes you want to watch the movie. And we all know about Venus and Serena and how they became great tennis stars, and Serena is probably the best female tennis star ever, which I don't think will ever be surpassed, but who knows? But it looks to be a great story, and it makes you want to watch it, right? And that's what a good trailer does. Speaking of movies coming out this week, Suicide Squad, very excited, comes out this week, August 5th on AMC or HBO Max. Very excited for that movie. My wife and I watched Space Jam: A New Legacy because we have HBO Max, so we're like, why not watch it? Sonequa Martin Green, who plays Sasha, is in that, and Stephen Yeun, who played Glenn on The Walking Dead, are both in it. Glenn's in it, or Stephen Yeun's in it for like 30 seconds, but Sasha, Sonequa Martin Green, is in it much longer. She has a bigger role in it. It's a better movie than I thought. LeBron, to me, did okay. Sadly, though, I think he's the worst part of the movie. The other actors and actresses, and you get to see basically what Warner Brothers owns, all their properties in it, and it's a decent movie. And then I saw yesterday that some movies that are leaving HBO Max, I was like, oh man, Troll 2 is on there. And I heard Troll 2 is the worst movie ever made. I actually watched a documentary about it, that it's, I guess, rated as one of the worst movies, or if not the worst movie ever made. So I was like, I gotta watch this. And it's really bad. It's cheesy, it's campy, but I think it's supposed to be. Like, it's really one of those things where it's not a good movie. It's one of those things where it's so bad that it's good, right? So I just, if you ever get a chance to watch Troll 2, it's not a good movie by any means, but it's definitely something you got to check out. So we watched those two movies. Where's the question John asked? Do you plan on watching Shang-Chi? Definitely. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I do like Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I watched Black Widow. It was all right. Shang-Chi, I'm a martial arts fan. I've done martial arts since I was a little kid. And I'm a big kung fu person, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, everything like that too. Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon. Just love it. So Shang-Chi, I think, is going to be a really good Marvel action martial arts movie. Definitely excited to check that out. I think it comes out in September for sure. Gilly says, or the PT channel, do you have a Discord? Would be cool to play Fortnite with you sometime. I need a Fortnite bud. I don't have a Discord for Fortnite, but we do have actually a Discord for the PT channel that people talk and have a good time with that. I play Fortnite sparingly now. I've been on a little bit here and there to try and keep I think I'm at 184 or something level. Trying to get to 225 for the battle pass to complete it all, but I know in a couple of days there's something. Superman comes in like 11 days, and then the thing on I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's the actual concert with Ariana Grande is in 5 days now. So that's this week. So we'll have to see what it is. But no, I don't have a Discord for Fortnite. We do have a Discord for the PT channel for sure. Like Lindsay, Lindsay Rob's got the good post or the upload right there. Their top chat for our Discord, and she's one of our great moderators, and she handles all the Discord stuff. So definitely check it out too. So you gotta have time to play. Fortnite and really anything as well. I don't know if any of you guys play No Man's Land on mobile or Apple or Android or whatever you play it on. But they added some new stuff, and you can now have, what are the things, like the extras? Supports, they call them. Shiva, Dog, and a Whisper skin mask are there as supports that were added. I don't have enough for it, but they also have like a last man, something else. They added some other thing too, and I just got Beth Green yesterday, and it was pretty cool to unlock Beth. I still got to get Yumiko, and I think that's it. I think that's the last one I got to get is Yumiko. I think I have to check, but that's some pretty cool things. I'm excited to play that. I thought about making more videos of those, but it's something else that I got to link up my iPad and do stuff there too. So BMMBVM Q&A. Should I watch Fear the Walking Dead before I watch season 11 of The Walking Dead? I don't really think they're connected. I think if you want to watch Fear the Walking Dead, you should, but Fear the Walking Dead really doesn't have any connections with The Walking Dead anymore. It was like The Walking Dead has connections with Fear, but there's really no connections with Fear the Walking Dead to The Walking Dead anymore, right? Like, you could find out about Morgan and Dwight and Sherry and all this stuff, what happens there on Fear, but it's not like John Dory was part of our group or he was a police officer in King County with Rick. That would have been awesome, but it wasn't. They're from Texas, and the stuff takes place in Texas, and the timeline's very different. But I recommend watching Fear the Walking Dead. Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead, to me, is the best season. Some people say season 3, but I like watching Fear the Walking Dead. It's a good... Jeannie says, I advise against watching Fear. I've seen 2 or 3 episodes and want to kill all of them. The first season is aggravating. There's really no likable characters besides Nick and Daniel, in my opinion. Some people like Strand right away, but, Fear is okay. It gets better. Like, you got to watch it because it's connected with the Walking Dead universe. But Fear the Walking Dead has more misses than hits in all 6 seasons so far. Like, season 6 was really good. Season 3, half of the season was good. Half of season 2 was good. It was like they couldn't get a full season done right. They had half a season here, half a season this, and then they're like, season 4, let's start over. We're going to blow it up and go from the beginning and see what happens with all these people. And oh, wait, we're going to bring people over, and it's going to change things dramatically. So, but season 6 is great, but do you really want to watch 5 seasons before you get to season 6? You really got, if you're going to watch season 6, you got to watch season 5. You might want to watch season 4. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough thing to watch it all because it's a lot. Some people hate The World Beyond, but it's only 10 episodes. It's 1 season so far. So you can kind of get away with that much faster there too. So Gilly says at the PT channel, I know you've covered this before, but what's your stance on Madison coming back to the show at this point after all this teasing? I think it has to happen. Like, if it doesn't happen, if you don't bring Madison back after all this, like, we never saw a body, never say never, and you don't bring it back, you don't bring her back, it just is really dumb. But and it's really misleading, and it's a slap in the fan's face that it's not cool to do that to the fan base. Don't tease something over and over and over again and not give specifics. If you're not going to do something, have something planned. I know every season since, Madison went away, it bothers a lot of people that she hasn't come back. I personally don't care. I'm still going to watch Fear the Walking Dead if she comes back or doesn't. I like the cast that they have now, especially John Dory Sr., June. I was a big fan of John Dory. Morgan is good. Dwight's good. Sherry's good. They brought some people in that really helped the show out and really helped, change the arc of the story. Althea, CRM, Sarah, Wendell. Didn't see Wendell, but it's going to be a plot hole if there's no Madison. We just need, either way, my stance on Madison is that we need an ending for the character. Bring her back or don't bring her back. Have her have a grave, have Walker and Crazy Dog come back. Something. Have a backstory of, I don't know. Have her be a walker. I don't know. It just has to be something that we have to have an end game and a conclusion of the story. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of chatter and a lot of speculation, but there always is about Madison. There was about Morales. There was about all these things. And they brought Morales back in season 8, so they ended that debate and discussion. Could they bring Madison back in season 7? For sure. There's been a lot of talk about they will bring her back. They're trying to bring her back. They're trying to do it right. But Morales, when it came back in season 8, is Madison going to come back in season 8? Is she going to come back at all? Again, I don't really care either way, but I just care more about the conclusion of the character, and so we can move on from it. Is it a way for them to have a discussion, a topic, keep people guessing and watching? For sure. For sure. And sometimes that's what it's all about. They're like, okay, guys, you can hate us, but we're going to string it along. And The Walking Dead, AMC, Gimple, and everybody involved, sometimes they want to stretch it out and string people along. We'll see where it goes. We'll just see what happens. That's all we can do. BJ Logan 007 Q&A. How do you think Morgan would have reacted to the Whispers, or how do you think Fearcast would have reacted to the Whispers? Probably the same way everybody else did. Like, what the? Huh? Walkers are talking to us now? Like, it's a crazy thing for anybody that's been around walkers. It might have freaked Morgan out. He probably would have. I really would have loved to have seen the face of a character that we saw. Eric was the best thing I think we had. I don't know if the person is in the chat and is a subscriber anymore, but she brought up the idea, or we kind of brought it up together at the same time, that it would have been great for Eric because he was a walker in season 8, right at the beginning. He got shot, killed, walked away. Aaron was upset. We don't know what happened to Walker Eric. Was he part of the Horde? Was he skinned for his face for a Whisperer skin mask? I don't know. It's something that could have happened, and I think it would have been cool. I saw someone say something about Winnie, like Ed says, would like to see Winnie as a crazy adult Reaper, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Reapers could be men, women. They could be, badass people from military armed services, special forces from the U.S. or outside the U.S. My theory is that Diana came up with one that was that the special forces angle could be used with the Reapers, that Pope or one of the people in the Reapers or several of them were from South Africa's special forces. There's a picture of a Reaper that has a dagger with a circle around it, and it looks a lot like the South African special forces symbol. So it could be cool. And also, the Pope mocked you guy, that Reaper, had an accent, because it wasn't like Pope marked you. Pope marked you. He was like, Pope mocked you, and it's kind of an accent of another place outside the country. Is it Europe? South Africa? Could be. That was probably a terrible accent, but it's something there. BJ Logan 007 Q&A, but not. I still think Winnie was Gamma. Winnie was Mary, and Mary was Winnie then. That's kind of what Gamma was. I would love to have seen Winnie come back around. She still could, especially in some creepy way. Because I don't know about you, but it kind of bothers me when there are plot holes and stuff that doesn't make sense. The Walking Dead does a great job. I mean, everyone has plot holes and stuff in shows and movies. But The Walking Dead, over 10 seasons now, has done a pretty good job with it. Every show makes mistakes. They have plot holes and things that don't add up. But it does make sense, too. So, Zach Dixon, a.k.a. Masked Ninja. Hey, at the PT channel. Hey, loose ends make my, something itch. So, Jonathan Wilder against his Q&A. I don't watch Fear, but I know Morgan and Dwighty Boy went over to that show. Have they met any old characters like thus Madison chick? No, I mean, Morgan and Dwight never met Madison. They never met Madison. Madison was gone by the time Morgan came on the show in the timeline of things. Like, it was that when Morgan came around and Alicia and Strand, they were coming around and the stadium already fell. So Madison was already gone. So Morgan never met Madison. That's just kind of crazy. And Dwight, same thing. He was kind of on his own trying to find Sherry. And yeah, no, nothing like that. Didn't happen. Zach Dixon, a.k.a. Mass Ninja, says, did you know The Walking Dead Season 11C has not been written yet? I've heard conflicting things, but yeah, it makes sense because we're only in part B right now, or the second part. So it's either 1, 2, and 3, or A, B, and C, however you want to think about it. So we're on the second part, or part B of that. The last thing I saw about filming and some pictures and some filming stuff, there's going to be many more spoiler videos this week coming up, guys. So be on the look for that or the lookout. Some people like the spoiler stuff. Some people don't because they've been filming right there in Sonoy. So we got to see some different casts and some people filming. They've been really close there too. So I don't know because it's going to be 1 through 8, 9 through 16, and 17 through 24. Is going to be the episodes. So I believe we're on episode 11 or maybe 12. And they're going to film probably till November, right before Thanksgiving. So you got August, September, October, November. Take a nice long break, come back probably in January, February, and March. It usually takes them about 2 weeks to film an episode. So if you got January, February, and March, that's 4, 8, 12. That's 12 weeks if they start right at the beginning of January, which they probably won't. Maybe a week there. So let's just do, for simple math, 12 weeks, 2 weeks per episode. That's 6 episodes, January, February, and March. That's the bulk of season 11, part 3 or part C, however you want to think about it. So I don't think they're writing for episode 17 through 24 when you're on episode 11. It just doesn't fit. Hey, Carolyn, I don't think it's one of those things that they shouldn't write that yet. They probably know how it ends. And, Norman Reedus knows what happened. Melissa McBride knows what happens. They can have remixes and twists and turns, but they have to have an end game for the show to end, the Daryl and Carol spinoff. I would love for it to connect with the Civic Republic somehow, some way. Jadis. It would just be pretty cool because The World Beyond and The Walking Dead are in the same timeline of things or very close to each other. So they could really match up really well. Jadis is the best way to connect World Beyond, Walking Dead, Rick movies. Walking Dead, World Beyond, Rick movies through Jadis. Kind of makes sense to me, but I'm not the writer for the show. I'm not Gimple, and I really hope they have it planned out for what to do. And I think they will. Angela Kang is going to be the showrunner for the Daryl and Carol spinoff, I believe. So that's going to carry over from that. We could also have other characters coming there, whoever survives. It just makes sense to continue on the way it ends, to roll right into the next show. Keep it going. Keep it rolling. BBMMBVM Q&A. Do you think there is any chance Dwayne, Morgan's son, could be alive? You're telling me there's a chance. No, because Morgan was freaked out in season 3 because Dwayne was bit. His wife Ginny bit Morgan or bit Dwayne when Morgan was in the basement of a place. I don't know why Dwayne wasn't somewhere safe, but either way, Ginny was coming after Dwayne. Dwayne freaked out. He was bit. Morgan had to put them both down, and that's what happened. So it just makes sense that he was killed because of that. So we'll have to see how it goes down for that. It just makes sense for Morgan to be freaked out because of that too. So Alexander Romero says, nice Dumb and Dumber reference. I love Dumb and Dumber. I remember, like I tell you, I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and Dumb and Dumber is a 90s movie. So I've seen that. And that was kind of the height of Jim Carrey's career, was like Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and The Mask. They came out right around each other too. So I love all 3 of those movies. But Dumb and Dumber is a very, very quotable movie, even though Dumb and Dumber 2, the sequel, was filmed in Georgia. Andrea, Lauren, I'm blanking on her last name, but Andrea was in that movie. It's not the best movie, but it's all right. It was an all right, okay movie there too. Gilly says, is the CRM and Commonwealth 2 different things? I didn't read the comics and I've been wondering. So The Civic Republic military, the CRM, is just for the show. The three-ring circus, if you will, is not in the comics. The Commonwealth is in the comics. So the Civic Republic and the Reapers are not in the comics at all. That is a Gimple Kirkman show thing, just show thing, not in the comics. The Commonwealth is in the comics. So they took some leniency in really pushing the envelope with the Civic Republic. Have the World Beyond is basically that show. Gimple did say at Comic-Con last week that the Civic Republic is like the big group that kind of connects all the shows, but they're different parts of it. It's not like they're all going to connect. He didn't really give us much of that at all. He just said they're different parts of that. So how it, of the bigger story, which is kind of the Civic Republic, in my opinion. He was Gimple being Gimple. He didn't really give us much. He didn't answer anything and give us anything that was like, all right, guys, we got this. Angela Kang gave us more information. Matt Negretti kind of played a Gimple, and we didn't really find out much about the World Beyond, but we got to see a little bit here. And we did find out that the World Beyond will have its second and final season on October 3rd. 2 weeks later is Fear the Walking Dead Season 7A. So that's going to be a lot of Walking Dead. We are in the month that The Walking Dead returns. So we're going to have, in 2 weeks, the first episode will be on AMC Plus. If you don't have AMC Plus, that's okay. You wait one more week. It's on there. But also on the 15th, I believe there's a Talking Dead preview special for The Walking Dead Season 11. So that's still kind of a big day. So really, the 15th is the really return of The Walking Dead, even though this Thursday coming up is the final Origins episode with Carol. So it was Daryl, Maggie, Negan, and then next week is the final episode of that is Carol. I liked the Daryl episode. It was kind of a cool recap, flashback. This is where Daryl was. All previews have really been in the subway station around the walkers, and they're all together looking at things, and it's just a little bit, another minute of that whole sequence. The Maggie thing was all right. Maggie, I really wish they talked about Maggie's, where she went with Georgie. But she's like, she couldn't handle it. She went away. But I found out my friends were in trouble, so I came back. And that was it. She didn't talk about where she went with Georgie, what she did, anything more than we found out in Season 10, Episode 17. Maybe she'll talk about it, cover it in Season 11. Is Georgie a dead end? Will we see that character come back around? I don't think so, but I just would have loved to have seen that. The whole Negan thing, too, we just saw that. We saw it in Here's Negan. They did the recap with him and Lucille and the jacket, and Lucille had cancer, and we saw this and where he was, and then Rick and showing up, and it really wasn't any progression of anything with Negan whatsoever. So it was okay to see, but it really didn't progress anything. I really wish they covered something a little different. Then we saw more of the continuation of the extra part of the breakdown of the sneak peek with them in the subway station. And you got to see Gage a little bit more because I think he's going to get taken out. We saw a couple new characters, Frost and Duncan. You get to see Alden. You get to see Father Gabriel, Negan, Maggie. Daryl's like, it ain't working. This leading stuff, it ain't working. Because Negan wants to leave. He's like, yeah, this ain't going to be good. It's going to flood here. So it's going to be a big problem going in there with the walkers and the body bags and the flooding. And it's just going to be a whole big problem in the subway station. So it's going to be rocking and rolling right away in the first two episodes because that's what I believe they're going to be. Acheron Part 1 and Acheron Part 2 is 1101 and 1102. So I do think that they're going to cover, that's just my theory, the Whispers, final people that are still around. I think that it makes sense that they should be a couple stragglers. I mean, maybe they're all gone, but I think that there should be some people maybe living in the basements or the basement of Hilltop. Maybe there's some supplies down there that didn't burn. Our group needs to go back to Hilltop at least once, in my opinion, and they should probably start rebuilding that. We see Hilltop a little bit, but we don't see them doing any construction on there. Maybe that's in the second and third part because it would make sense there too, especially if the Reapers are a problem. We've always seen the Reapers in every trailer, and they're like walking, and then we've seen Daryl being kidnapped with the hood over his head and the rope around his wrists. There is a shot that you see Daryl looking, and he looks to be captured. Kind of like an Easy Street kind of Rick in the in the storage container, and Daryl in Easy Street being captured. But he looks like he's in a mall. Like they put the gate down, the metal fencing. I don't know what's happening here with it. I think it's YouTube again, because my upload speed's good, but I'm circling here too. So I don't know. It's definitely a YouTube thing. But ultimately, I hope you guys can hear me okay, and the stream's not struggling too bad here. We got 10 minutes, guys. We're wrapping it up for 10 minutes. But I'm definitely excited to see where all three shows go. The Walking Dead will be back in 2 weeks on AMC Plus, and then 3 weeks on AMC. And then once it's back, you go August, September, October. And then in October, first part of The Walking Dead will end. Then we got Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond, October through December. So that's good stuff, man. Once we get to The Walking Dead back, it's going to be August till December, Walking Dead. World Beyond, Fear the Walking Dead, it's still part of the Walking Dead universe. So good stuff too. So, but I'm loving the idea that we're going to have so much Walking Dead, but it is bittersweet for a lot of people. People do feel that it's the end. It's definitely thank you guys. It says I can still hear you and see you. Thank you. It's just my preview here is like the spinning circle, even though I still see the connection. So it's kind of throws me off a little bit. Zach Dixon, aka Mass Ninja, do you think the Whisperers will team up with the Reapers? I don't think so. I think our group will use some of what they learned from the Whisperers against the Reapers, which is a nice twist for the show because, again, the Reapers are not in the comic. The Reapers are just for the show. So that's kind of a cool little twist that I do like the idea of having just stuff for the show, because we do know that the comic is the comic and the show is the show, but there are differences that we want to see from the comic. We want to see big moments from the comic on the show. But the comic, the big moments have really happened so far, except for the water tower death, I know, and comic Dwight's death, comic Sherry's death, and comic Rick's death. So will they happen? I think that's really the big moments, you know? I think besides the whole Commonwealth angle, what's going to happen there? Do they try to take it over? Does Pamela Milton get taken out, or does she survive? Does Lance Hornsby this? Is there going to be, is there going to be new characters for it? What's the whole twist with Stephanie? Stay tuned. Definitely check out my videos coming up this week because we have some pretty cool information. Again, spoiler warning for it because some people don't want to know some of the information. It's pretty cool stuff with the filming that's going around right now, especially when there's Sonoy. They're like right there. Q&A from Jonathan Wilder. Do you think Georgie will at some point fly in her helicopter through all three shows possibly? Well, Georgie, we never saw Georgie have a helicopter. Georgie had a Jeep, truck, an A-Team van. She was like, ding, 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 ding. The Georgie team, like it was her and the twins. And then she rolled out, Maggie joined them, and that was it. So I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, that would be kind of cool if Georgie came back around because it really feels like, I don't know if it's a plot hole, but just a dead end with Georgie. She just came and went like that. She's like, here's a key to a future. This is how you build everything. And then that's it. I don't know. Then she was gone too. So Joshua someone says, will you put the Walker mask on behind you for the last few minutes? That would be epic. Well, it's not really a mask. Well, it is a mask, but it doesn't have the things to put it on there. Like it's just, I would have to hold it up. Like it would just be, it wouldn't look right. It just wouldn't look right too. Alex Hernandez says, any more Whisperers left? I think so. I personally think we're going to see them in the first couple episodes, especially when our group goes back to Hilltop. There's probably a couple of stragglers there. Maybe they find them in the woods too. But I don't know. I would love to see the Reapers and the Whispers and then the Reapers just take them down. Because the Whispers, if you don't see the final Whispers being taken out, you're like, there's still going to be some out there. We don't know. Alpha's gone, Beta's gone. Negan, I guess, is technically the Alpha. So if Negan's still the Alpha, could he start the Whispers again? Maybe. That would be a nice twist. I thought that was a pretty good thing, too. So the next stream, Brian starts off with a mask. I'll see. I'll let you know. Definitely tune in next Sunday. If I can rig up the mask to work, I might have to play with there, too. So I have no problem being silly and having a good time. So, yeah, we'll check it out. Still trying to get that 100,000 subscriber mark where we've increased our subscribers. I think we have 95,200 and something. So we're getting there, guys. We need just under 4,800, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll get there. It's a slow burn, but we'll take it. I'd rather have, slow but steady increase in subscribers, and we're getting there. But as for my book series, got to give an update because I'm here. I finished my first rough draft of my next book. I actually changed the title, the working title, to the new title. It's going to be called Fight for Us Captured. So that'll be out hopefully earliest October. I don't want to rush it by any means, but probably October, November is my best guess for it. But it'll be Fight for Us Captured. I wrote all 18 chapters. It's 243 pages total, and I got to go back and do my edit, and then my wife will read it and edit it, and then I'll edit it again. And we'll be rocking and rolling. Still trying to fill the void with a job and stuff. Hopefully I can get some different interviews coming up, and I've applied for a couple more places. So we'll see how it goes too. So let me see other. Lincoln's question here. He says, "Hope you see my question. Where you at?" Lincoln, post it again. Post it again real fast. I'll answer it right here. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. Does YouTube pay you? I hear it does, but I'm not sure. It does, but you only get like a small percentage of it. Like YouTube's going to get a percentage of it. I forget what it is exactly. I think it's 55%. It's. I think the person's actually the creator is getting a little over 50%, but I forget what it actually was. It was changed. It was definitely messed with a couple years back. And then the ad revenues and everything, it's just not the same as what it was. The revenues were far better years ago, what they paid, but also, the Walking Dead was better. So it's hard to say which it actually was. So yeah, we do, but how much time you put in, and I'm not complaining by any means. I'm just saying, like, you put a lot of time in. I bought the stuff to the mic and all the stuff to put in there, recovered all those costs, and now you're just trying to make videos, get the content, put the time in to make a video, edit it, and then upload it. It takes time. So how much is, hourly wages work? If you have a job and you're making $10, $15 an hour and you work 3 hours, you made $45. But that's not how it works with YouTube because it goes by revenue. When you post a video, it goes by how many people watch it. And if ads come up, if you don't skip the ads, then the channel gets part of the revenue. So, keep that in mind if that matters to you, if you want to help support a channel. And it's not like a 6-minute ad that does come back to the channel, But sometimes, I watch a video and I want to skip the ad for a channel and skip the ad. I got time for this. Boop, boop, boop. So it's just one of those things too. So Alex says, you deserve 100K subscribers, been subscribed for 3 years. Thank you, Alex. We get what we get. So hopefully we can get that thing on there too. Josh, someone says, how can I donate? We have a Patreon, Josh. You can do a super chat. The money comes that way. You can be a member. That's probably the best ways. You can buy the book series because that comes back to the channel too. But probably the easiest way is to do a super chat right here. You can be a member that goes like monthly, and you have to renew it like every month. And same thing with Patreon. It goes by monthly, that too. So that's probably the easiest ways to donate. I know it's tough out there for everybody. And, I hate, bringing it up, but it does matter for stuff, for people. The money does. I have an electric bill. I have a cable bill. I have bills to pay for the house. And, it's nothing to do with YouTube, but it's money that I need to use to pay that too. And hopefully I get a job and we won't have to worry about it. I'll still be hopefully making videos and I'll have less time to make them, but it's just a fun thing to go from it, and we're there. But so we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can have to continue on for the channel. Going to continue on making videos for what we do down the road, and I just love doing it too. So Xmas Girl 304 says, do you think the Gabriel Negan at beginning of the trailer will lead them to having discussed Jadis and in a helicopter? I hope so. That's a great point. Where has that been, right? What is going on with that? They haven't really brought it up. Now's the time because it's the final season, and I personally hope they do too. Gilly says, you should set up Streamlabs. I hear you get more of your donation money from them over Super Chat. I'll have to look into that. I'm definitely new to kind of all this stuff too. I just put stuff up and kind of just how it goes. So yeah, I got to look into any of that way. But, I just have a channel and I love talking about it. And hopefully we can get out there someday and keep it rolling. And James Dye says, who do you think will be the major death in 11A? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, we still don't know. There's a lot of characters that are still alive. Like, if Leah dies, is that a major death? If Gage dies, is that a major death? I don't think it's going to be like Jerry or, Aaron or Father Gabriel or anything like that. I don't know, too. So, yeah, see, Lindsay says, Streamlabs comes with a $25 bill each month, though, so you have to weigh that. Exactly. So, like, YouTube doesn't cost anything. It's just straight profit. So if I'm paying 25, I got to at least make 25 back to zero. So stuff it's just all over the place too. It's just one of those things. But either way, guys, I truly appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, donate if you can. If I ever come back on Twitch on the TW Universe channel, I will let you guys know. I appreciate everybody coming back and being with the channel and supporting it. Couple weeks, we'll be back. Walking Dead will be back. I'll be back next Sunday. Thank you guys. I truly appreciate it. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, staying active. You can achieve big things in life. They take time. But I'll be back next Sunday. Stay safe and see you guys. See ya.